I, 38F, have a neighbor, we'll call her Sarah, 38F. I'm married with 2 girls, 8 and 11, she has 2 boys, 8 and 12. Sarah is married but her husband travels a lot for work and she works from home. I am a teacher so I have school breaks and summers off. Over winter break Sarah's kids kept coming over to see if my kids could play. Play means they have been sent over because they're annoying mom and she's trying to work. Backstory: the kids were friends when they were younger, but as they got older they don't really have much in common and they've drifted apart. Her kids go to a parochial school and my kids go to public school, so they don't even have teachers or classmates in common. They don't have a ton in common anymore, and when they do play, Sarah's kids fight a lot with each other and with my kids. One day over winter break the younger one came to the door to see if my kids could play and I told him they didn't want to play right now. Sarah sent me a text saying that she was on a work call and she could really use some time with the boys out of the house. I caved and told my girls to just try and find something they could do together. 10 minutes later my oldest came upstairs crying, saying that one of the boys made a nasty comment about how boring our house was and it was dumb that I wouldn't let him play Xbox. The Xbox is my husband's, and it's in our family room where I was doing laundry and watching a show. I told the boys if they were bored they were more than welcome to leave. Now it's almost spring break and Sarah just asked if I could watch the boys 2 days because she has 2 busy work days and I'm off work. I told her no because we would be on vacation in Florida visiting family. She said okay and jokingly said, "I guess I'll just hit you up in the summer." I replied and said that I will not be babysitting her kids over the summer. "True emergencies, sure," I said. "I'm sorry, but just because I'm not at school during the summer does not mean that I am your free childcare. Yes, I don't physically go to work over the summer, but I take online classes for my master's and I teach online summer school. Meaning, I am also working from home." She blew up and me and told me I should help her because she's alone a lot and now that the kids are older it's harder to keep them entertained all day. I told her that I didn't care if the kids played together outside during the summer, but I was not going to be a caretaker or responsible for her kids unless she was going to compensate me. I tried explaining to her that the kids do not get along the way that they used to, my kids don't fight with each other the way her kids fight with each other, and my kids don't really want them to be at our house all the time. Now she's fist and not speaking, and her oldest told my oldest that I'm not a good person because I won't help my neighbor. Am I really the R because I won't watch her kids over the summer? Comment 1. Say nothing. Explain nothing. You are correct, and you know it, that you are not obligated to provide free childcare or help another mother out. She should be signing her kids up for summer camp so she can have a few free hours every day. If she takes this to the neighborhood committee and if another parent says something to you, simply smile and ask if they have volunteered their time over the summer to supervise her children. No? She isn't speaking to you. Gee, too bad. If her oldest says anything else to you, then look him square in the eye and tell him that you are a very good person, just not available to take care of him over the summer, and since he is 12, he should be happy to take on the responsibility of helping his mom out and being more responsible at home. He should be happy to prove that he is capable. Comment 2. NTA. She wants a free babysitter for her undisciplined kids. A 12-year-old should be able to keep the 8-year-old out of trouble, but it sounds like no one has taught these boys basic manners or how to behave. Just because you live next to her doesn't mean she gets to take advantage of you. Comment 3. NTA. Suppose you didn't have kids yourself, who also need to looked after and entertained over the summer? Would she still be asking for free childcare? Would she ask anyone else? Probably not. You are convenient. Stop being convenient. My parents live in the in-law suite of my house. They pay rent to help me cover the mortgage, but the house is completely mine. Their rent is $600 a month. That includes all utilities, including internet and streaming services. My older sister is pregnant again, yay, and she needs a place to stay as her baby daddy bailed out and moved back to Romania without her. My parents agreed to let her stay with them. They did not ask me, but, like I said, they pay rent and can do as they wish with their living area. My parents have full run of my house except for my bedroom and my office. My dad likes to putter in the garage and plays with my dog. My mom likes to bake in my kitchen and work in the garden. The basement has a kitchen, but it is small and mine is just better all around. Nope, they want me to baby-proof my levels of the house. I asked why I would need to do this, as the kids would 100% not be in my area. My mom said that it would not be fair to keep the kids cooped up in the basement all day. I said that there was a huge yard and sunroom for them to spend time in if they really wanted. My sister said that she couldn't spend all her time cramped up like that with 3 kids. I asked when she found out she was having twins. She shut up. I dragged it out of them that she was planning on watching her friend's toddler for money. I said I did not have insurance for her to run a business out of my house. She said it was all under the table and that she needed money. This was when I said that I would be taking the keys to my area back from my parents, and I was also going to change the locks. I said that I agreed to let my parents live with me to help them out. They agreed to let her move in because she is an irresponsible wench that can't understand birth control. I never agreed to let her use my house as a day home. I know I do not want 3 kids here along with 4 adults. Well, 3 adults and a pregnant dumbass. I thought this but did not say it. My mom is mad that I am going to lock them out of my area, but my dad understands. The thing is, I would let him keep a key, but my mom would get it from him and she would give it to my sister. I said I would leave the garage locked the same, and that was good enough for him. My mom and my sister are upset and giving me the silent treatment. My mom got my dad to ask me if they paid for the insurance if my sister could watch her friend's kid. I agreed, but I did say that they should get my sister to pay it. Comment 1, don't do it. Who will be cleaning up after the kids? What are you going to do when 1 kid becomes 2, then 3? Who will be refilling your pantry when all the snacks, the milk, the juice, etc., vanish because the kids need to eat something? Who will be repairing the damage that kids kind of just do? What happens when your sister says, "Oh, I just need to run an errand," and you become the default childcare for several hours? How exactly do you expect to get her out of your house once she has established tenancy? I assume you do have a signed lease agreement. Again, don't do it. Comment 2. Be real here. They're 100% not going to get the right insurance, with the right coverage level, and keep it up to date. Plus, evicting your sister with a newborn is going to be a legal nightmare. And let's be honest with ourselves, people this entitled will put you in a situation where you need, rather than want them gone. NTA. But have everyone sign a month-to-month lease and get extra good locks if you're determined to learn the hard way. Comment 3. NTA. You're being taken advantage of. It's your house, and you've already been extremely generous by letting your parents live there at a discounted rate. Now, they're trying to take advantage of your kindness by allowing your sister to move in and run an unauthorized daycare in your home. You have every right to set boundaries and protect your personal space. Don't let them guilt you into thinking you're the bad guy here. You're not. You're just a person trying to maintain some sanity and control in your own home, which is something anyone would want. Don't feel bad for standing your ground. My stepmother married my dad when I, 17F, was 10 and my mom died when I was 5. My stepmother and my dad have 3 sons together and no daughters. My stepmother always wanted a daughter though, and when she married my dad she tried really hard to take over in the role of mom. I never wanted her to be. That's not her specific thing. I wouldn't have allowed anyone else in to be my mom. Still, I liked my stepmother for the first couple of years, and other than a couple of annoying things, she tried to give me a more girly nickname because my name is more unisex, and her talk of being a new mom. It got more strained though when my oldest half-brother was born just over a year after my dad and stepmother got married. Once he was born, she asked me if she could adopt me and if I would like to be her little girl, and I said no. My dad asked me to talk to him about it, and I told him nobody else could be my mom. He mentioned legal stuff and I said I didn't want the legal protections from adoptions and wouldn't choose my stepmother if he died anyway. My dad understood and he told me as long as I treat her respectfully, he wouldn't push the issue. He talked to his wife about it and told her the adoption was off the table and that she wasn't to bring it up again. My stepmother went crazy after that. She was always trying to sign us up for mother/daughter trips and tried to spend more and more time with me. She would come up with random trips or experiences for us to do together, and she started cutting my chores and responsibilities that I did before I knew her. She admitted she wanted to show me how great having a mom again could be. I told her I didn't want her doing that stuff. Then I started making excuses and getting out of spending any time with her. She had my second half-brother and was growing more depressed that we never spent time together anymore. After my third half-brother was born, she really got intense. It didn't help that she found out I had gone to my grandma over her with my first period, and I hadn't mentioned getting periods to her at that point. I had them for 3-ish years at that point. She had this whole talk planned and was upset that I had skipped it with her and went to someone else. She was also upset that I didn't experiment with makeup really or go to her for makeup/hair advice. Last week my stepmother told me she wanted to be the one I go prom dress shopping with. She told me it's a huge milestone for moms and daughters and she refuses to let us miss out. I told her I'd go with my friends when the time comes and she was upset and told me she wants this to be a nice mother/daughter experience. I told her she's not my mom and I'm not going to give her this mother/daughter experience. I told her she's not going to get any of those because she's not my mom and I don't want her to be. She got really upset and I heard her and my dad fight about it. He told her she can't force that on me. She said I should be more willing to let her in. Comment 1. NTA, your stepmother keeps pushing when you've made it clear you don't see her the way she wants to be seen. Her lack of respect towards you wanting to honor the memory of your mother is really not a great thing. You feel how you feel. If she really wants to be a mother figure, she should respect how you feel. Besides, from what you said, this isn't about you more than it's about her just wanting a daughter and having had 3 sons instead. You can't escape it, I guess, until you can move out, but definitely you're fine here. OP comment. Yes, she always had this idea that she would have at least one little girl and she tried to make me that before she had kids, but it got so much worse when she couldn't have her own. This was about fulfilling a wish of hers. Makes me feel bad for my half-brothers because she has put a lot more effort into me than into them. Comment 2. NTA. The irony is you are giving her the mother/daughter experience. Just not the pre-scripted one she wanted. My biological daughter rejects me on a ton of that stuff too. She doesn't want to go dress shopping with me, she wants to go with the friends. And sometimes she will tell others her private stuff over me. None of us, biological or stepmoms, can control what you guys want to do or what you feel. You're not supposed to manage her feelings anyway, she's a grown-up, you're the kid. She likely wouldn't have gotten any of those experiences with a biological daughter because she would have pushed her away too. My fiancée Janie and I are in the middle of planning our August 2024 wedding. We had a longish engagement of 2 years, so that we could save. My mom got engaged around Christmas time of this year and set her wedding date for May 2024. Her wedding is the last week in May. Ours is the first week in August, so they are just over 2 months apart. Janie was pretty shocked to hear about my mom's wedding. She asked me if I thought it was weird and I didn't understand why I would. She explained that she couldn't envision a parent getting married that close to their child, because she would expect the focus to be all on the child. She said her parents wouldn't even consider it. I think this situation has been a bit hard on Janie as my mom is a professional wedding planner with virtually no budget, and the family seemingly only cares about her wedding. Janie recently had an altercation with my mom, because Janie mentioned she was going for a dress fitting and someone asked if my mom had seen her dress. My mom said no, and Janie made a joke that she wouldn't take my mom to any of her appointments as she might start trying on dresses. My mom asked Janie if Janie had a problem with her, and Janie just rolled her eyes. My mom's fiancé and I kept them apart the rest of the night, and when we got to the car I told Janie that wasn't called for. She began to get upset, so I reassured her that I get why she feels this way. Then, and I might be in a hole for this, I said while I love her so much, she can't expect my mom to feel as strongly about our wedding or to prioritize her. Janie became very quiet and didn't want to talk about it. Now I feel I may have been insensitive. Comment 1. Last week of May to first week of August is over 2 months apart, not 1 month, right? NTA. I could understand Janie being miffed if the weddings were a week apart or even in the same month, but 2 months apart doesn't seem like too much of a wedding faux pas. I would think of the May one as a spring wedding and the August as summer. I feel like Janie's wedding dress comment was uncalled for, and Janie rolling her eyes instead of communicating properly was rude. What is Janie and your mom's relationship generally like, though? OP comment. They don't have too much of a relationship. I don't know how to put this, but my mom is very distractible and hyperactive. Janie is more quiet and shyer, so my mom is focused on whatever is grabbing her attention at the moment or whatever is fun, and forgets everything else. Janie doesn't like her too much and blows off some steam behind her back, which I do get. Comment 2. NTA. Well, personally I do find it a little weird that your mom wedged her wedding in before yours. That is probably standard behavior for your mom. Janie is just finding it hard to accept, while you've had your whole life to deal with what is probably not the first of self-centered acts by her, I'm guessing. Your mom isn't going to change. The sooner Janie realizes that, the easier the rest of your lives is going to be.